there, my crafty friends. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm a Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me on YouTube, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me. Make sure that you have subscribed to my YouTube. Hit the bell and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I upload a new video. So today what I want to do is I want to show you some Christmas gift packaging. And basically, it's kind of fun. I think it's at that time of year when you look for different and unique ways of dressing up your little tiny gifts and that sort of stuff. This is going to be for a tiny gift. But basically, I'm using this cracker treat box. Now, this is a die. It's a standalone die that can be found in the annual catalog on page 170. It can be used for any occasion, but if you have any kind of an English background, Christmas crackers are something that we really feature at Christmas time. I know I've been doing Christmas crackers for years and years and years. Now, if we went and we just did one single one, just one of these, we'd get a small little cracker box like this. And this is kind of a fun sort of thing. It might be something, it's kind of funny. I can think of a few things that could go in there, but not too many little things in there. I've left this side open so I could put some treats in there. But I wanted to show you a treat box that you could do instead of Christmas crackers at the Christmas table, or you could do it as for another gift as well. So I'm going to kind of do one that's a little bit dressed up, but not too fancy that it's hard to do or anything like that. But I wanted to show you how this die works itself. Now, when you do cut this, and I've cut two of these from Evening Evergreen, you'll see that there's score lines on here. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and you take your bone folder and you get really good score lines on here. Very important. It makes making the box so much easier, but also it just cleans everything up. Now, the one I'd done a box in a previous video, and I'd done it out of designer series paper. Now, doing these kind of boxes out of designer series paper, you've got to be really, really careful that you don't rip the designer series paper. And I just thought I'd give it a try with the cardstock, and let's see how it works. So like I say, I'm still going in and I'm folding along the score lines, and I'm coming in with my bone folder. This one isn't quite along the score line there, but there's a score line right down the middle there as well. And like I say, you just want to make sure you got that good and crisp. And I really like the scallop part in these particular dies. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get this good and scored on both of them. So we can just go back. Instead of doing it all together, we could have done it this way. And then this is just going to fold back on itself. Another thing that's going to be very important to have, other than your bone folder, is going to be score tape, or not score tape, tear tape. The name is just tear and tape. The name just escaped me there. Right, so like I say, I've got this done there. We want to fold this in. Fold it back. Probably easier doing it that way than the way that I just did it with all together on the first one there. You can kind of fold it with your hands and your fingertips first, but you want to come in with that bone folder. We'll do the same thing on this side as well. Oops. That. See where I accidentally folded it on the wrong spot. Just going to come like that. And then we're just going to go back on this as well. These might be something that you don't want to do a whole bunch of them for people. However, they'd be definitely well worth it for your family. All right, so this is folding this way. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take this, and what I want to do is I want to fold this and glue it so that it's all together. Now, I think at this point I could glue because that'll give me a bit of wiggle room. So, oh my goodness. So I forget the glue and I've got it upstairs. I'll grab another glue. Just grab that. One thing I do like, and I always put, is my glue down on an angle. So I'm going to just kind of do this like this, and hopefully it's going to work okay. All right, so I'm just going to come in and I want to glue. Now this is going to come out quite fast because it's brand new. And here, and then along here as well. So I want that to, like I say, I want it to glue and seal in there properly. So the best way to do this is to take this, pinch your fingers together to get this so that it's right glued right where it should be. And we want to just hold that just for a sec to make sure that it does hold. And like this is going to then come around like this and form a box like that. So I can go ahead and I could join those together. But what I thought I'd do first is I had cut out of these treat boxes. They have all these different labels in here. So I had cut from the distressed gold. I had cut that design out of there. Now I want to make sure that this is going to work okay. I'm going to do it on every other one. And there. And I think those two are going to go together. Okay. So then I'm going to decorate this first before I go put the box together. Like I say, this is pretty wet, or the glue gobs out quite a bit. So you want to be careful that you don't get too much onto your backs there. So it might even be smart to go ahead, put glue on all of the backs of these and let it set so that it won't ooze out. Just like that. We have one more. There we go. All right. So let's come in. This is set. I'm just going to, like I say, go ahead and put this on here. I'm going to kind of eyeball it, but I could go in with a ruler and make sure that I've got them good and straight. And you know what? I think I will do that. Just measuring that out. Whoops, that moved on me. All right. And on there. And I'm kind of doing this quickly so that if I have to wiggle it, I can wiggle it with the wiggle room. And I think I put this on the wrong one. All right. So this is just going to gussy it up just a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. Oh, I did that right. We're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this part onto this right there. Now, before I even start doing that, what I want to do is I want to pick what's going to be the top. So I'm going to take my paper snips and I am just going to cut down along this crease line. And I don't know if you can find something to do with that. That's great. That kind of looks like alligator teeth to me. Anyways, we'll go and we'll put the glue on this bottom part right here. Not on this part, just on this part now. And onto these. Just like that. I want to pinch those so that it's good and even. Now I could go ahead and fold that down. Whoops, I don't want that glue there. But I do want that to stick on there really good. So now it's sitting like so. This is going to pinch in. That's what we're going to work. But what we're going to do now is we are going to get this so that this is going to sit onto a circle. Now this is cut from the layering circle dies. And this one happens to be 2 3/8 of an inch. And that's going to fit right over there. And I've got 2 of these cut. So let's go ahead and just get some glue onto this part. I guess if you don't like glue, you could use glue dots. Now, my whole thought process is I always, with my Christmas crackers, I have issues that I don't have enough room in there for all the little gifts that I give out on Christmas Day. Okay, so I'm just coming down with that 2 3/8 inch circle. I'm going to just squeeze that in, just like so. And we're going to get that into that. I don't know if it's no, it's not a hexagon, octagon maybe. We want that to be good and sealed down to there. So I'm just going to let that sit for a second. Oh my goodness, we want it to. There we go. So I'm just letting that set. And really, I should have had my silicone mat. So let me just bring my silicone mat back here. And now what I can do is I can go in with my bone folder. And let's just get those tabs down. Make sure that we've got that folded right. And then I have a second circle. And I'm going to come in with this and I'm going to glue around here. And I'm going to do that on the inside. Now, this is cardstock. It worked really good with the designer series paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that down on those. Just like that. And now we've got the inside. You can't really see it because it's so dark. But we've got the inside done. All right. Now, we have this like this. Now, like I say, I thought that would look so pretty on your table. But then I also wanted to kind of have a tag on it. So at first, these are the tags that come with the cracker box treat box, and I guess I could have used some of these, but to me they just weren't big enough. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to have this for you. So I'm just actually going to go and I'm going to stamp that. And that won't fit. We'll just use this one. And I'm actually going to emboss this because it's gold, right? And I've just got a scrap piece of Evening Evergreen. Whoops, you know what? I'm wondering if I need to do it lengthwise. So I'm going to come in with my Versamark. And then I'm just going to go put that down there. Whoops, it's on an angle. We're going to have to do that again for you. There, that's better. And I have gold embossing powder. And I'm just going to just get that embossing on there. And we're just going to quickly heat set that. Once it starts, it goes really quickly, so I'm going to do both of them. And I'm going to use that one because I didn't bother cleaning this one off. And then I thought what would work, and I'm hoping it's going to work, are these tailor-made tags. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. But my thought is, when I use this like this, oh, I should have had it going a little bit further. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do this again. And the reason being is I want it in such a spot, and you'll see why in just a second. And I didn't use the embossing putty on there. You can kind of tell. Whoops. Oops. I've got to check that. All right. Let's use the heat gun again. But you can see that this just was too small. It's too small of a sentiment on there. All right. There we go. And now what I can do is I can take this for you. And I'm thinking to myself, do I want it up there or there? I want it off to the center there. And I'll show you why in just a second. Coming in with my little cut and emboss. Just going to have it go like that. Thinking that that's about right. I should put this down on my desk and do it that way. It is a little crooked, so I'm going to straighten the words up by cutting the die differently. There we go. There we go. And I think that should just about do it with this. And then what can happen now is that this can come off of here and it's going to be able to tie. But my thought was that possibly what I could do is I could put some of these flat Jingle Bell trinkets on there, or at least one of them. Maybe one in there. I thought that would be kind of neat to have on there. So I'm going to put those on with, and I'm hoping it's not going to be too heavy. I'm going to put those on with glue dots. Now, I'm thinking probably 2 would be best here. So I'm having that go there. And then I have another one that's out in this bag here. haven't used these enough. And then I'm just going to have that go there. Oops. And then what's going to happen is this gold. This is the gold from, this gold trim is the gold from the Simply Elegant trim. And I'm going to just loop that in there. And we're just going to cut that off, and we'll figure out how we're going to put that on in just a second. All right, so let's move this stuff out of the way. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to decorate. Now, what I could do is I could go and put some gold leafing on there as well around here. But I kind of thought, well, you know what? I'm going to kind of just leave it. Let's see what we're doing. Is this is coming in, and it's going to be like a star here. And I'm coming in with this particular ribbon because it's quite an easy ribbon. It's thicker. So what I thought I'd even do, because it's kind of fun to do that, is I am going to go and we're just going to put this down here, and I'm going to cut this ribbon. So I'm going to actually just use the glue dot to hold it up here. And by doing that, then I can cut this ribbon a lot easier. Now, my ribbon scissors are not here, but I'll use my dedicated scissors here. And I'm actually going to go cut this in half. I really like this ribbon cut in half. I know it frays a little bit. But see, by me having that glue dot there, I can then cut this fairly quickly. But it's holding it like somebody's holding it for me. Oops. That's what the problem is. And I sure hope I've got that long enough. I don't want to cut that off yet until I know that it's long enough. So now we can wrap this around here. Now the back is right where we seamed that. Let's see, I think we need that cut just a bit more. See that this is a lot easier to cut when it's held down. That should be about right. And always trim some off. This is beautiful shimmer gold ribbon, and it looks so elegant with the evening evergreen. All right, so thinner is better for here. So what we would do is we would obviously put something in there at this point, because you don't want to be tying this and you know, like tying it over and over again. So this is just going to go like a star up at the top, just like that. And then I'm going to tie this into a knot, and then I can tie the bow. So just like that, tie that into a knot, get that back into that fantastic star up at the top. And then we want to put this on. So I'm going to go ahead and just tie this as well, so that there we go. And now I can go ahead and put this through, loop this, or I could loop it around, but I think I'm going to loop it through this. But you have to have little fingers to do this sort of stuff. There we go. So I'm just going to bring this up here. I want that to going to loop that. It says for you. And I'm going to tie this in a bow. Now, sometimes tying a bow is best to tie it upside down. And I'll be able to tell you in just a second if that's going to work. I didn't tie this one upside down, but I'm going to tie the other one upside down. Oops. I'm going to come back in and tie that really tight. Because it's this twine and it's a cord sort of thing, it tends to undo. So I am going to give you a bit of a hint, is go in and take your glue dot. And we are going to just secure that underneath. And like I say, that's only to secure so that it doesn't pull out. And then what we're going to do, I'm coming from upside down on here. And I'm now going to tie a bow here. This, the bow should lie flat, not flat, but lie where it's going the right way, which you can see that it did. So there we've got that. See how elegant that's now starting to look? So this is just going to be off to the side. I'm just going to go in and trim this a little bit. And those jingle bells don't look, they're not on there, or you don't notice them that much, but you will notice them once they're off. So there's my treat box. Imagine getting a really nice gift in there. That would be really nice under the parcel, under the tree, if it's something that is a small gift like jewelry, or it could even be, I don't know what it could be. It could be a lot of different things. But what great gift packaging that is. So I hope you enjoyed that. And don't forget, give me the thumbs up. Make sure that you've shared my video, and also make sure that you're subscribed. Don't forget, it's Stamping with Diane at stampingwithdiane.com. In any event, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.